I'll tell you what.
Go on.
Daddy G.
Yeah.
Right. Daddy G phoned me up one day. Said, Dennis, I want to give your number to this young lad. Is that a good Daddy G accent?
Yeah.
He's a young lad from down there in Scotland, and I think he's quite good. Sorry, Daddy. You know, we are family.
Grantley.
Grantley. Well, that's his name because his dad is my mum's cousin.
Yeah, that's right.
Right? Yeah, we're related. So he phoned me up and said, can I give your number to these people that want you to do... I went, you going to give out my number? He went, yeah, he's a good lad, I said, all right, then give it to him. And then you phoned me up, Chris phoned me up and said, right, got this album, want you to hear.
Yeah.
Tell us what you think and what you know, the idea is that we want to do a dub of it. So I said, send it through. Came and put it on in my house and listened, and the first thing that struck me, right, was that the vocals were really, really good, Steve. I really liked you know, the way you use your voice. And then I thought, how the hell am I going to do dub of this pop album? And then it dawned on me, I thought, well, I'm going to have to remake a couple of the tunes. And make them reggae. And easier to dub, right? And then when I met you and you went, a couple, you want to do them all?
Yeah, absolutely.
So I thought, okay, great. And then...
well, there was a couple I thought were undubbable, which was I Let Her In, and I can't remember the other one now.
But we got over that.
Yeah.
Well, what happened was, I'm a firm believer that you can find reggae in anything. That you listen to. And so I went along with playing the originals. I went along and stabbed the piano in a reggae style whilst they were going in their ordinary style, just to say, well, this is where the backbeat would go if it was reggae at this tempo. Right. And then we moved the other keyboards and then put a shuffling organ on. Then we did the guitars, reggae guitars, and then bass lines. Right. Because once we'd done the reggae, some of the bass lines didn't kind of hold up to that, right? So I thought, well, we'll trash all the bass lines and make new bass lines.
Can't believe he did that.
Right?
I can't believe it.
He's going, at least one of them can remain.
Even stress position.
Yeah.
Oh, mind you, did you keep that? I can't remember. No.
I changed
like the best bass line I've ever written.
Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
Ba 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 ba. Because and I was having fun because it was like someone had given you, right, a whole album of stuff that lent itself to reggae anyway. All you had to do was to find the reggae in it and bring it to the fore. Right? And then after I'd played, I mean, there was a point. At one point when I was thinking, you know what, we should remix the whole album in reggae and a dub one as well. Because...
Yeah, make a reggae one and then dub the reggae one.
Yeah. Right, so that's what we did.
Yeah.
Make the... and then dubbed it out.
Yeah, exactly.
And it was a shame some of the bits to be dubbed out and all that, but I had to do it all around the vocal lines. I thought, all right, what are the hooks of these tunes, and they've got to remain, right? You know, the hooks have got to still be there, and the main girth of the choruses had to be there, and then we could throw bits of verse in, and you know, explode them, and sometimes we even went along and said, right, this lyric's got to be in there, and then just edited the voice so that those words alone came out, and then throw them in a spin, you know, just throw them in some dub. Because for me, the vocals were solid, right? And that was my attraction to wanting to do the project. Because I thought, these are really well-crafted songs. In fact, I listen, normally when I get work, you know, a CD to listen to, I might listen to it once or twice, or once in the house or once in the car. But this album, I played it 4 times back to back, right? Till my young daughter said to me, "What are you doing?" Right? Why are you listening to this record so intently?
Dad's gone mad.
You know. And I said, "Well, I'm going to make a dub album of this." And she went, "Of that?" And I was like, "Yeah." She went, "How?" I go, "Well, you'll see." And when I actually did the first dub thing and let her hear it, she was like, "Wow." Because my daughter's 15 and she's a bit of a sound engineer herself, and you know, a bit of a rapper, and does her own programming and does recordings at home. And when I can entice her, she does a bit of engineering for me. But she's very impatient as far as I'm concerned, because I've got to get everything in one go, and there's no drop-ins allowed. Right? And she was amazed that I'd listened to it so many times, and what I was doing was digesting it.
For, you know, Boys Outside, it was like it took a year to make, because even a year and a half, because I'd spent about 6 months demoing it, and then I took these tracks to Richard X, and we spent, because I didn't have a deal, there was no money, so it was kind of going to be me and him working on it together, and maybe putting it out on his label. So we were working in his downtime, which was just when he was available and he wasn't doing paid work, so I'd come down whenever, so come down for a week at a time or 3 days at a time or whatever. So it took a year to do, and that's probably one reason why it's ended up being so good.
Yeah,
because for the first time ever, I've put out an album which I wouldn't change a thing on it. You know, which is quite as an artist, it's quite an amazing thing to feel like that. I'm sure you've had the same thing.
Yeah.
So then, you know, once it came out and stuff like that, I'd always wanted to make. There's a few albums I want to make. One of them is a reggae album. One of them is a proper blues album. But you have to think, how can I fit myself into that without it sounding absolutely ridiculous? So the thing to get on board is a reggae man. So that's what I did, and I've always wanted to make a dub record. When you're a musician, and you know, you're into all different types of music like I am, and reggae's been a huge influence on me in so much that I've done. And you know, a lot of the time, if I talk to proper, I've been drunk talking to Rastas about it in New York and all that, and they always laugh at you and they don't take you seriously, and there's a lot of snobbery about it. But you know, when I say that one of my favourite vocalists that's been an influence on me is Winston Rodney, and they just think that you're trying to ingratiate yourself into their culture, but it's actually true. And you know, and I don't care what they think, because I love it for the reasons that I love it, and I wanted to make an album that was you know, a genuine an album that I would love if it was nothing to do with me. As a reggae fan, I wanted to make an album that was good enough that I would want to buy it. Yeah. You know, and having messed around myself with bits of reggae myself that I've never seen the light of day for obvious reasons, they've been fucking terrible. So you know, you do realise at some point in the game you've got to get someone on board that has actually lived that culture.
He's done one before.
Or at least done one before. So I knew that, and what I realised about this particular album that I'd made was, it was such a strong set of songs that it would stand up to any sort of abuse. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, which is what you need.
That was what I thought about it when I heard the songs, you know, because I was checking the songs.
Yeah.
Right? Because I knew that I was gonna demolish certain parts of it, right? Or going to be rebuilt. Yeah. And I was checking the songs to see how would I reconstruct, right?
Yeah.
This. right? It's like, you know, a lot of buildings in this country, they knock the back down, but they keep the front up.
Yeah. So you wanted to knock my back doors off? All right.
I'll smash
You're
your
only
back
supposed to
doors
blow
in.
the bloody doors off.
Right, but I kept the frontal feature.
Yeah. Which is this.